Ukrainian kamikaze drones destroyed Russian power lines. Russian armored vehicles can no longer protect Russian soldiers. They are abandoning their vehicles one by one. Striking images continue to emerge from the airport attack. Don't forget to watch the video until the end and subscribe to the channel for all this and more. June 6th, 2025. The Ukrainian army continues its attacks on Russian forces in the city of Engels. A Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drone carried out an effective attack on an electricity pylon. June 7, 2025. The Russian army attacked the Ukrainian fronts with a BMP armored vehicle and a tank. Ukrainian troops quickly detected the Russian vehicles with reconnaissance drones. FPV kamikaze drones were quickly sent to the enemy route. The first contact was made with the BMP armored personnel carrier behind the FPV kamikaze drone. The drone hit the enemy vehicle with a direct hit. The armored vehicle was unable to move. The enemy infantry had to disembark from the damaged vehicle. The leading Russian tank had already fled the scene as soon as it realized the attack. But Ukrainian troops were not willing to let the enemy tank escape. An FPV kamikaze drone immediately began chasing the vehicle. The drone operator targeted the vehicle's track to stop it from moving, but the enemy vehicle was still moving forward. A second kamikaze drone struck hard, this time at the armored vehicle's upper compartment. Russian forces had covered the tank with additional armor, but Ukrainian troops were determined to destroy the enemy tank. The task of destroying the tank, which resisted the kamikaze drone attacks, was handed over to artillery units. The artillery shelled the area where the enemy vehicle was moving. The artillery struck the enemy vehicle with pinpoint accuracy. The turret area of the tank was already blown up with a huge explosion. The place where the enemy armored vehicle was destroyed was like a message. It was destroyed right next to previously destroyed armored vehicles. June 6, 2025. The Steel Border Brigade of the Ukrainian Army carried out effective operations with drones against enemy targets in the Kursk region. In the first phase of the operation, 2 Russian infantrymen were destroyed by a bomb dropped from an unmanned aerial vehicle. Afterwards, an enemy vehicle and ammunition depots were targeted. Bombs dropped from unmanned aerial vehicles shattered enemy targets. June 6, 2025. A Russian soldier spots an incoming Ukrainian attack drone. He quickly hides among the branches of a nearby tree, thinking he hasn't been noticed. But a precision bomb from the FPV drone was already on its way. The strike lands directly, neutralizing the Russian soldier. The next targets were an enemy FPV drone and a military motorcycle. Ukrainian forces used a UAV to drop explosives, successfully disabling both enemy assets and rendering them inoperable. June 6, 2025. After intense, close combat with Russian forces, Ukrainian soldiers successfully neutralized multiple enemy troops. The remaining Russian soldiers hid in a nearby underground bunker. One Ukrainian soldier then launched a TM-62 anti-tank mine directly into the enemy shelter. Moments later, a massive explosion destroyed both the bunker and the Russian troops inside. June 6, 2025. Ukrainian soldiers continue to bravely use every means to defend their territory against enemy forces. The 137th Separate Territorial Defense Battalion is using a civilian vehicle as a missile launcher. The system, which they created in their own way, was successfully aimed at enemy targets. This has become a symbol of the Ukrainian military's determination to neutralize Russian forces. A rocket launcher system is worth millions of dollars, but these people can do big things with little money. And this is how they manage to destroy enemy vehicles worth millions of dollars. June 5th, 2025. Ukrainian infantry is conducting a successful operation against hostile Russian troops near the village of Popiv Yar in Donetsk region. Upon detection of enemy infantry infiltrating the area on foot, the soldiers of the 36th Separate Marine Infantry Brigade moved to the area where the enemy was located. In a short time, hot contact was established with the enemy soldiers hiding in the forested area. The troops blockaded the area and managed to neutralize the enemy infantry in a short time. June 5, 2025. Ukrainian troops have identified a building actively used by Russian forces in the Zaporizhia region. After a detailed inspection, the troops confirmed that it was a building where enemy troops were operating unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. The Air Force acted with MiG-29 fighter jets. The Russian target was marked in the sky, and AASEM Hammer, a French-made high-precision guided bomb system, was fired. When the bombs hit the enemy target, there was a spectacular explosion. When the reconnaissance drones surveyed after the bombardment, the enemy targets were shattered to pieces. There was no sign of enemy activity. June 5th and 6th, 2025. This is how artillery strikes enemy targets in Toretsk, Ukraine. Ukrainian reconnaissance drones are constantly scanning the area. The enemy targets detected during the scanning are immediately responded. Artillery units fire an intense artillery barrage at the coordinates coming from reconnaissance units. Thanks to the live data of reconnaissance drones, enemy targets are hit with high accuracy. In 2 days, after the artillery firing alone, enemy infantry, bunkers, a building housing UAV operators, and Soviet-made towed howitzers of the D-20 and D-30 types were completely destroyed. June 5th, 2025. Russian soldiers run into a damaged building. They were dodging Ukrainian drones. But an unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, was already waiting to drop bombs on them. As the Russian soldiers were advancing towards the Ukrainian positions, something unexpected happened. They saw a Ukrainian drone coming their way. Frightened, they immediately started to run back, but it was too late. The drone operator fired effective bombs at the building where the enemy soldiers were hiding. The bombs hit the enemy's positions with pinpoint accuracy, and there were violent explosions. Without engaging in hot clashes with Russian forces, the Ukrainian army both detects enemy targets and neutralizes them by dropping bombs from unmanned aerial vehicles. As soon as the enemy soldiers notice the Ukrainian drones, they immediately panic and look for hiding places. And they usually prefer shelters in forests, abandoned, damaged buildings. But the drone operators show that they can destroy enemy soldiers wherever they hide.